sir.
Oh, yeah.
We're both back.
Yeah. We're
back again for another Thursday because Mama didn't raise no wussies. We always come back. Isn't that Baker Mayfield's a T-shirt creator?
Oh, he really is.
Like his first one his last year was I woke up feeling dangerous. Everyone ran away with that one. And then Mama didn't raise no wuss after he bruised his ribs or something. People are asking, okay? And Mama didn't raise no wuss. I'm still playing. Which isn't great when you're going against the Steelers defense that leads the league in sacks. And then I don't even know what his other one was. It was just like kind of when he threw in there for fun. It's like we're just a bunch of hairy Americans trying to win football games or something like that. What a guy. What a guy. Welcome to the show. It's on and off the field with Derf and Dylan, the award-winning podcast. On and off the field, of course. As always, you can see Derf's award back there somewhere.
Yeah, this way, yeah.
It's over there.
You
can see it.
Yeah.
It's that thing that looks like it could be an apparition, like a ghost or something. That's what it is. It's a really cool award.
Yeah.
And mine is over there. I always forget to grab it. It's over there. I promise it's over there somewhere. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad to have. We already have 7 people in here. That's
nice.
That's really fun. Thanks for the like on the stream there, Richard. My good boy, Richard LeBeau. Good dude. Yeah, hopefully more pop in here because we have a poll question. If you're on the live show right now, if you're doing the podcast, I guess you could just let us know what your opinion is. But real quick, we have a poll question up on Instagram and Facebook in the group in the group. Here's your poll question. Which happens first? Do the undefeated teams in the NFL lose a game, or do the winless teams win a game? Because we got 4 undefeated teams.
Yep.
We'll let you Steelers, Seahawks, Packers, Titans. And then we got 3 teams without a win. Jets, Giants, Falcons. Boy, oh boy. Which happens first? I think we're past the quarter waypoint. If you're undefeated or don't have a win, usually it's about time. Like the undefeated team collapses, the winless team, catches up to somebody. The Giants almost did it against the Cowboys last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't here for Tuesday, so we didn't get to discuss those things, but
yeah,
that was a crazy game. Game. I was just sitting there like, it's gonna happen. Just the random. What if the Giants beat the Cowboys? It's not gonna happen, but what if? Well, oh my God, it almost happened. Holy cow! So there's your poll question. And before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we still have to let everybody know that they have to floss. Never forget the floss. Maybe we can get sponsored by like Oral-B.
Yeah.
Let's work on that because we got to make sure everyone flosses, which is to follow, like, observe, subscribe, and share everything on and off the field related. And Derf can absolutely give you all the information on that.
Yes, I'm so excited. All right, you can follow, like, observe, and share on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at OTF Podcast. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which we are streaming live to right now. But you can also catch up on YouTube on all of our latest episodes as well. Make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so that we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about the show. And you can find all of these links at onandoffthefield.com, along with our fundraising efforts, our supercalifragilisticexpialidocious merchandise.
What?
Whatever that, that word I was trying to say it, and I completely did not look it up. So,
super duper califragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah,
I think something like that. Merchandise.
Yeah, and to learn more about Dylan, myself, and this award-winning show.
Yeah, some new stuff added to the website is actually the link to the website. We're going to start writing blog posts again. I got offered the opportunity to write for LK Sports Writing.
Nice.
So that's on the website. It's like right there on the homepage. My first blog will be going up on Monday probably. So I think my duties right now are writing recaps for the NFC teams after Sunday's games. And then Thursday will be a strictly Thursday night football game, like kind of preview for that.
Nice.
So I got duties.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're a fan of the NFC, you know, you definitely want to follow my writing. But I think we got 15 writers on that website. I've already looked at a couple of those blogs, and there's quality stuff on there. So
nice.
LK Sports Writing, Monday and Thursdays for me. If you want to check that out.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. If you're into blogs. So throw up the poll question one more time just so people know. And as far as I just looked real quick, I think on Instagram it's 2-0 that the undefeated teams will lose a game first. And then on Facebook it's 2-1 that undefeated teams lose a game first. And then actually our good buddy Ryan Eggleston voted that the winless teams will win a game first. I'm worried about the Jets, man. I'm really worried about the Jets trying to win a game. I don't know where it's going to come from. I had this argument with somebody a while back. Let's pull up the Jets schedule real quick. And because I posed this question to someone on social media, and they're like, there's no way the Jets go 0-16. They're going to at least have, I think he told me like 4 to 6 wins, which is asinine. Thanks, Mom. Hey. She said congrats on the new job. I hope it turns into a job. Hope I get paid a lot. We'll see what happens. Probably not. Let's see here. So the Jets play the Dolphins this weekend, and the Dolphins just got done curb stomping the 49ers.
Yeah.
So that's probably not looking as good as it used to. Then the Bills, then the Chiefs, then the Patriots, then the Chargers, and then back to the Dolphins, then the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Rams, Browns, and Patriots. Where are they getting a win? Let's not even talk about 4 to 6 wins. Let's talk about a win.
Maybe the Browns.
I mean, that's week 16. Whew.
Maybe they split with the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a bad game.
That's the only one I gave them. I said they might be able to split with the Dolphins. They could catch the Seahawks sleeping. I don't know who they're beating. I really have no idea because it's looking real bad. It's looking really bad. They're talking about potentially trading Sam Darnold. We already have news that Le'Veon Bell is out the door. He has a new home already. They've been talking about trading. They're going to trade Quentin. They're trading everyone. They're doing what the Jaguars did, but at least the Jaguars kept their quarterback, for God's sakes. They're talking about even trading their quarterback. Chances are slim to none. Yeah. So I would normally say winless teams win first because the Falcons, they're still not a terrible team. They're just an unlucky team with those blown leads. The Giants showed they could play against the Cowboys. It's just the Jets. I don't see them winning a game. All right. So, fantasy football update for the on off the field fantasy football league. Derf's actually sitting pretty at 4-1.
Yeah.
In second place, just because of total points. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do you know who's in front of you?
Oh, I looked at it the other day and I don't remember now.
That's fine. I know it's not me because I'm 2-3.
Yeah.
Seventh place. And then to be blunt, still at 0-5. They're the Jets of the on out of the field fantasy football league. Where will they get a win? Maybe when they play me. Maybe they'll get lucky.
There you go.
So make sure everyone goes over and does the poll question. We'll revisit that at the end of the show to get a final tally on what people think. And then we're going to go into our first segment here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's been like a full week. I hope.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for the other sports? The Braves got their bell rung. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just jumped on Facebook and like the first 3 posts I saw were like, what in God's green earth is happening right now to the Braves? What are the Dodgers doing to the Braves? 11 runs in the first inning. And then they end up, I think all their scores were in the first 3 innings. And then I guess they kind of just said, like, mercy. That's enough of that. And they end up winning 15-3. Ugly. But the Braves still lead the series 2-1. And I think Clayton Kershaw is actually, if he's healthy, is going to be out there for game 4. Is that game happening right now?
Well, they played last night, so maybe not.
I think they're doing games every single day these days.
Oh,
yeah. The Astros are up on the Rays right now, 3-2, end of the 5th inning, and the Dodgers and Braves are on tonight at 8.
Oh,
Eastern
very nice.
Standard. So, yeah, the Astros got their first win. Apparently, Jose Altuve's yips have subsided, at least for a game, because he hit a 2-run homer to help lift over the Rays yesterday. Everyone's talking about Jose Altuve's yips after he had 3 throwing errors in the past 2 games. Well, in games 1 and 2. Or no, it was 2 and 3. And then they finally won game 4. And Jose decided to show up. So we're kind of staring down the barrel of a Braves-Rays World Series. Is that the worst World Series that you've ever heard of?
It doesn't sound great.
like, can you name 3 players from the Atlanta Braves?
Nope.
Oh, I know Freddie Freeman. That's about the end of that. And can you name 2 players from the Rays?
Nope.
I think there's a guy named Snell. It's one of the pitchers. He's like a really good pitcher.
Oh, yeah?
But that's the end of that. I have no idea. I could name you a bunch of Astros and a bunch of Dodgers.
Yeah.
And that's what people expected, honestly, coming into the World Series. Like, when this ALCS, NLCS started, it seemed like Dodgers-Astros. It was going to be this great little rematch. They were going to slug it out in the World Series, and the Dodgers would maybe get the upper hand of the cheaters. It's not really looking that way right now. Unless the Astros can pull off an amazing comeback here, because they're up right now heading into the 6th.
Yeah. And the Dodgers are only down a game right now, so it's not like they're not as bad as the Astros right now, so there's a chance.
Yeah, it's a big night tonight, and if Kershaw does head to the mound, his stats in the postseason are pretty good. They're not terrible. They're not as good as his regular season stats, but it's his injury.
Yeah.
It's like, I was not shocked. It's okay, Clayton Kershaw scratched from game 3 because of back spasms. Okay, like, perfect. That's normal. All right, that's one of the first normal things to happen in 2020. Clayton Kershaw still gets hurt in the postseason. I kind of posed that question on Tuesday. It's like, can you name the last time Clayton Kershaw was clutch in the postseason? Like, they put him in the game, and he just was like dominant, and he won them in a very important game, and like either like finished off a team or kept them from elimination.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's never happened.
No.
Kershaw's going to be a Hall of Fame pitcher,
right?
But when you look at his postseason rapper sheet, it's not great. But I won't be able to tell you all the stats. That's because it's the other sports, and I have no idea. This is just from my very, kind of side watching baseball knowledge that Clayton Kershaw's had some trouble in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nick Saban. That's kind of nifty.
Yeah.
Nick Saban tests positive for the coronavirus, and he will not be coaching during the Alabama versus Georgia game this weekend, of all weeks. Number 3, Georgia. And he can't coach. God forbid he doesn't get coronavirus the week they have to play Chapel or the Citadel or whatever. Right. Like, no, it has to be Georgia, which is kind of crappy for them. But Alabama's not. They were struggling. Who did they play last week? Lane Kiffin's team, and they struggled. They had to score 60-plus points to get the win. Like, they had to score that many points to win because their defense was rough. I don't know. I think you're more into college football than I am. How important is Nick Saban? Can Georgia win this game now?
I think Alabama was fine without him there. They have you always hear about the coordinators getting hired in the NFL because they're under Nick Saban. Like, he's got the staff there to run it. It's not a huge deal. He's going to be in their ears Saturday night and be like, you need to run this, this, and this, and this, and be fine. I honestly have not been watching a ton of college football this year. It has just been a weird year for college football, and it's just like there's no hype for me anymore right now for it. It's probably because the Big Ten is still a week and a half out to starting the season. Because
hasn't even started yet.
Big Ten, no, not till the 24th.
Oh my God!
So Big Ten football, I'll watch that all day, but I had to at least watch Big Ten in order to watch the rest of the conferences. I just don't sit down and watch Alabama for funsies half the time. It's kind of like one of those it's Saturday college football watching day, but yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a ton from college football, but it seems like Alabama is just maybe not up to par like they have been in the past decade.
Yeah, I think it's the offense. Everyone always makes fun of. I think it's the Big 12. Everyone always makes fun of the Big 12 for having no defense.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama just had to score 63. The SEC is up the par with the Big 12 with defense these days. It's all offense. That's all it is. That's all you ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, for me, if I'm just sitting on the couch, if I have the baby or something, I'll turn on ESPN just to see what games there are. I think the past 2 weeks I've watched Florida play. And Florida just lost last week, so that was kind of fun. I got to watch an upset. But, it's pretty rare I'll just sit down and intentionally watch college football.
Right.
But based off of my knowledge, I think Alabama should still be fine. Like you said, Nick Saban, I don't know what rules there are. If Nick Saban's not on the sideline, if he's not there, because he's going to be home, is he going to be allowed to be in the ear of his coordinators? Is he going to be able to, text or something? Is he going to be able to do anything? I don't know. It's a good question, but I know they're prepping up for this game with Nick Saban. So they're going to be ready to go.
Oh yeah,
it's just a matter of. I think it'll be more of a matter of what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline without Saban there. Because if they do something wrong, a bunch of penalties, Nick Saban gets in their ear, he'll beat the crap out of them. He'll start throwing helmets at their heads in the locker room at halftime. But they're not going to have that, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Mike Fink came in here with a whole bunch of stuff. Mike Fink is like a segment in himself. When we start the show, we're just waiting for it. So he has 2 matchups this week with essentially only 3 desirable games. You're not wrong. The first is Jack Conklin and Jed Wills, which that's the Browns offensive line.
Yeah.
Versus TJ Watt and Bud Dupree. The Browns are going to try and run, but will need to eliminate 2 edge players throughout the game. Who's winning the edge? The Steelers are winning the edge. I mean,
right. Yeah.
They're on pace for 80 sacks this season, and the NFL record is 72, set back in 1980 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this defense is absolutely terrifying. Jack Conklin is a very good offensive lineman, but Jed Wills, being a rookie, that's a tough matchup. I would imagine Bud Dupree is going to be taking advantage of whatever side Jed Wills is on. So I'm going to say the Steelers are going to win the edge on there, but we'll get to our picks for that game later, obviously. And then the second matchup is Trey White and Josh Norman, who's still alive, questionable. I don't know if he still wants to play football. He might retire at halftime. We'll see. Be the second Bill to retire at halftime. Versus Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins, I believe, is injured, so I don't think you have to worry about that. The last time I checked, I thought he was out for a couple weeks. Can we get our I team on that? Our reporting? Do we have a team to report on that? I could have swore he had a hammy. But
it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Yeah, I could have swore that's the last thing I saw.
Yeah.
And then the secondary for the Buffalo did not look good last week and need a bounce back week. And the Chiefs are looking for a bounce back week themselves. Do the Chiefs pick apart the Bills secondary? Trey White and Josh Norman. Okay. My question is Matt Milano back? I think that's where the Bills were missing someone the most, was the middle of that field, the leader of that defense. They were missing Matt Milano so much. Granted, Trey White was out too. Mm-hmm. I think he's expected to be back, but I think Matt Milano is the real person you want to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I know Matt Milano and Trey White were both limited today in practice. So that's it's positive news. I did just pull up the injury report for the Kansas City Chiefs. Sammy Watkins' status as of right now is doubtful.
Doubtful. Yeah, so I think it's going to be more of a Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman matchup there. The newly acquired, jumping ahead here, the newly acquired Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. I think it's another reason why you need Matt Milano, because Tremaine Edmonds is going to be busy with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's not Helaire.
Helaire.
God, who are those Monday night people? The new crew?
Oh, Steve Young, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick.
I think it's Greasy.
Oh, probably.
And whenever he says his name, like, everybody knows at this point there's no H. Like, everyone used to call him Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's like, that's not right. Everyone knows that's not right. But it's also not Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Every time he touched the ball, Greasy's like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the run. Like, stop emphasizing the E. You don't emphasize it. What are you doing? It's not like Clyde Edwards -E-Helaire. Like, what are you doing? God, that was by far. I almost turned those games off.
Yeah.
Because of the way he was pronouncing his name. I couldn't stand it. It was infuriating. Strikeout beer in the chat.
What's
with
up?
A yo. David Timmons. Bell can't play Monday because he has to go through COVID. Oh, so you don't have to worry about him. There you go. The Bills do not have to worry about Bell. Everyone else does, but not the Bills.
Yes.
And then Terry Little. What's up, Terry? Haven't talked to you in a while. He does a bunch of shows, a lot of great shows.
Oh, nice.
He's also a car salesman.
Oh, fancy.
For those who don't know, he's a very good car salesman. I don't have the balls to sell cars.
I almost tried that once.
Did you almost?
Almost, but then they never called me back, so I guess it was crisis averted.
Yeah, I've considered it in the past. Like, it sounds like it could be fun, but it sounds stressful at the same time. It's like,
yeah,
you're going to go broke.
Yeah.
Terry said selling cars is easy. He says it's easy. All right, I'm going to go apply. I'm going to go start selling cars. After this show, I'm putting my application in because Terry says it's easy. All right? Hey, I'll get with you, Terry, later. I want to ask you questions about selling cars. We'll see. We got off the rails. Mike Fink always sends us off the rails, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we got one piece of other sports is Tyronn Lue, former head coach of the LeBron James-led Cleveland Cavaliers, is now the head coach of the Clippers. Shiny new 5-year deal. I want to know if these stats are a little inflated. Tyronn Lue is 128-83 overall and is 41-20 in the playoffs. I'd imagine most of those games and wins specifically came with LeBron James on the team.
Yep.
And as we all know, Tyronn Lue was not the head coach. LeBron James was with the Cavaliers. There were many situations when a timeout was called. LeBron James is the one calling the play in the huddle and not Lue. I've always been skeptical of him. He's kind of the player's coach. This is the complete opposite of Doc Rivers. The Clippers are getting something completely different. They're just bringing in a guy to wear a suit and tie and just put players in and out. But then when Kawhi Leonard and, playoff P and anyone else on the team, if Paul George, or if, God, what's his name? The short guy, Chris Paul. Is he still there?
No, he's with the Thunder.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was trying to remember someone's name that didn't matter. But basically, if those guys want to lead the team now, they can. Doc Rivers was like, I'm the head coach, you're the players. You can still be the players leader, but I'm the team leader. Tyronn Lue's going to be like, there you go, Kawhi. Here's your team. Have fun. Godspeed. I'm just going to sit here and get paid. That's what they're getting now.
Yeah.
So, but the question is it going to work? Is it going to take them to the next level? Is this what it's going to take for them to make it further in the playoffs now?
Probably not.
Probably not. Because I don't. Kawhi is not a LeBron. LeBron will take over a huddle or a timeout. Yeah. What do they call them? Huddles in basketball? Like when they're sitting in their chairs on the sideline. Like,
yeah,
is it still a huddle?
I mean, they're kind of in a circle, and you're athletes, so yeah.
Like the circle, the timeout circle. Kawhi's not going to take over a timeout circle. LeBron's going to do that. He's a very alpha kind of guy. I'm going to take this over. I'm going to be the guy. And that works well with a coach like Lue. Kawhi's not going to do that. You've never seen Kawhi like, all right, here we go. I'm going to call a play. Like, let's do this. And he's going to hype his guys up.
Yeah.
It's not his personality. So I don't know. It just seems like this is probably going to be one of the most chill teams that you ever see now. Because Lue's just going to be chilling. Kawhi's just going to be chilling. Playoff P's just going to be chilling. And it's just going to be like, let's all just chill, man. Let's just play basketball. And maybe that'll work for him. Who knows?
Maybe.
Or they'll people yelling at him.
Or they'll sit there and chill so hard they miss the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, God. Can you imagine that? Beers in the chat.
Yeah.
So, I love that. Because that's what Rapid Dave says when people put the beers in the chat on his streams. Beers in the chat from Strikeout Beer. Oh, by the way, Saranac Black Forest, some kind of porter. And then I know Fred's got the good stuff.
I got the good stuff here.
Oh.
We have Yingling Hershey's Porter. Talk about smooth.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, buddy.
I kind of want to go get it. I'm not the biggest porter guy, but it sounds good. It sounds very good.
I heard the thing to do is, I haven't done it yet, is to chase it with a shot of Screwball. The peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah. Peanut butter and chocolate.
Okay, yourself a Reese's peanut butter cup in your mouth.
Do you have Screwball in your house or you gotta go buy it?
I do not. I haven't had that.
Oh. I haven't had it either.
But
I'm just not a liquor guy. I'm like, I don't want to waste money on liquor
right?
if I'm not going to like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have to find some recipes and I'll go buy some Screwball. Because I'm not just going to take shots of whiskey. Like I'm not in college. I'm not going to take shots of Screwball. Like got a friggin' 4-month-old in my other room. Hey, I'm taking shots of Screwball. Let's do it.
Oh.
For those just joining us, the poll question, make sure you go to Instagram and our On and Off the Field group page, OOTF Family. Poll question, make sure you go vote. Undefeated teams, will the undefeated teams lose a game, or will the winless teams win a game first, which will happen first? So we're moving to NFL news. The Cardinals took a hit.
Oh, yeah.
As a Seahawks fan, this is great. Linebacker Chandler Jones is done for the season. He's going to get bicep surgery.
Mm-hmm.
He was already injured, and then it just kind of did him in versus the Jets. That's kind of the rumor. That's what I heard, is he was already a little banged up, and then this was just he's done now.
Yeah.
So as a Seahawks fan, this is great because Chandler Jones just, how a player just always has a good game versus a certain team.
Mm-hmm. Chandler
Jones is the guy that gets 4 sacks a game versus the Seahawks. He just does. He just knows what to do, and it sucks. Because we go against the Cardinals, where's Chandler Jones? I don't know where he is. The Seahawks don't know where he is. Oh, he's sacking Russell Wilson. There he is.
Yeah.
It's sad for Chandler Jones. He's a great player. He's a great guy. He's been in the league a long time.
Yeah.
It's very sad, though.
Rochester native.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh. Did he go to Syracuse? Buffalo? Where do you go to college?
I don't know.
I don't
remember right. No, he's from around here.
Maybe we can get the I-team on that at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I found this one interesting. This wouldn't have been big news if this wasn't coupled with the news that the NFL dropped earlier or later in the day. We started out the day with both the Falcons had positive tests, which it was initially 4, but it just turned out to be 1, and it wasn't even a player. It was just a personnel person. And then a little bit later, Odell Beckham Jr. and Kevin Stefanski were sent home from Browns practice because they had symptoms. They're sick, basically. They were just coughing, throwing up, whatever the case may be. Had a fever, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a positive test. They're just sick. And any other day, this wouldn't be news. This is just like, let's keep an eye on them. Yeah. The NFL released a new rule today.
Oh.
They said, even if you have a negative test, but you still have COVID-like symptoms, wheezing, a fever, coughing, whatever the case may be, if you have symptoms, you have to quarantine. You have to isolate yourself. Even if you have negative tests, you have to go away. You can't be around your team still, even if it's negative tests. And this is strictly because of the fear of the false positive / false negatives that they've been getting, because it's been happening.
Right.
And I feel like the reason they did this was because of things like the Titans. There might have been a sick person that was testing negative, and they're like, he's testing negative. He can still practice with us, whatever, no big deal. Maybe that's what happened with the Titans. There has to be a reason for this rule, and I think that's where it came from. If I was going to do my own investigation, I believe this is why.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I feel like the fallout from the Titans definitely played a factor into this. The terrible part is that now we're approaching flu season, and the flu symptoms are very similar to COVID symptoms, and it's really going to be kind of like, which one do you have? And then, yes, they can test negative, but like you said, it's the fear of the false positive and false negative.
Because as soon as you have that one negative test, but you still come into the locker room coughing, people are. It's going to set everyone at unease to start with, and I don't know. Because I'm still sick. I'm still fending whatever I got off. It's been over 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have symptoms, whether it's the flu, whether it's COVID, or just a cold, they're being told you still have to quarantine. And that's why I'm skeptical with my Brown Steelers pick right now. Because I don't know if Kevin Stefanski and OBJ are going to be able to play. Well, coach / play. But you get my point.
Yeah.
David did confirm Chandler Jones went to Syracuse. Thank you.
There we go.
Maybe David could be part of our I team. We got to start recruiting people for our in-live show I team. Because we need it. We need it bad.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye on. We'll see if OBJ gets to play this weekend, see if he keeps coughing or not. Just take some Dayquil, you'll be fine.
There you go.
You put this one in here, so I'll let you take this next piece.
All right. It was announced this morning that Pro Football Hall of Fame defensive end Fred Dean passed away at the age of 68. He was a 2-time first-team All-Pro and 2-time Super Bowl champion with the San Francisco 49ers. Dean in total played 141 games in the league between San Francisco and the San Diego Chargers.
Who?
Well, at the time, the San Diego Chargers. Drafted in 1975 out of Louisiana Tech by the Chargers. Went to San Francisco in 81, and then helped them win 2 Super Bowls. Finished off playing in 1985. He was enshrined into the Hall of Fame in 2008. So there was a couple of things I saw. He was some comments from some of the Hall of Fame higher ups saying that he exemplified many of the values learned from this great game: commitment, integrity, courage over the course of his life. And then our thoughts and prayers are with Fred's wife Pam and their entire family. We will forever keep his legacy alive to serve an inspiration for future generations. The Hall of Fame flag will be flown at half-staff in Fred's memory.
Fred Dean at 68. That's
yeah,
young.
seems young. He only played 11 seasons in the NFL too, so that's a little surprising. But from the 70s and 80s, you didn't normally get too much farther than 10, 15 years tops, probably. So, but yeah, Hall of Fame defensive end. He was let's see his nickname here. The closer was his nickname because he had the ability to deliver the knockout blow to opposing offenses.
Just kind of that guy that gets that back on fourth down to end the game.
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely NFL world definitely lost a great.
I can't wait to go to the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
we gotta make a road trip out of that at some point. It'll probably end up being next summer. Hopefully, COVID's gone by then.
Hopefully,
that'd be a good trip though. Find some breweries out there on the way.
Yeah,
we'll work on that. Yeah, passed away 68. Very sad. And then one last piece of news. We already kind of mentioned it. Le'Veon Bell signed with the Chiefs. He won't play this week, but that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a jumping on the reigning Super Bowl champion bandwagon, but all right.
I mean, as soon as they came out and said, Bell's choosing between the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who would you sign with?
Yeah.
I know. Well, you would sign with the Bills, but
I don't want him to sign with the Bills. Forget that. No, I don't want him.
I mean, like you personally, like if you had to choose between the Bills, Dolphins, and Chiefs, who would you sign with?
Oh, I would sign with the Bills. Yeah,
of course you would. So you're a bad option. Right? If I was a free agent and those are my three choices, I might go to Miami because that'd be like just location wise, that's pretty nice. But if I'm looking for a ring, he's ring chasing.
Oh yeah,
the Chiefs are where you want to go. If you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire on your fantasy team, God rest your soul. I have him on one of my teams, so that sucks.
Yep.
You at least have his production for one more week.
That's okay. That's all I need.
All right, quickly, our off-the-field MVP. This one's chosen by the NFLPA Community MVP Award for this week is Oren Burks, who was a linebacker for the Green Bay Packers. He challenged his fellow linebackers to participate in the annual fundraiser for House of Hope, Green Bay, that generates thousands of dollars for women and children experiencing homelessness. Let's get the old screen share going. Oh, David Timmons. I almost traded Clyde Edwards-Helaire a couple weeks ago. Oh, traded Hill for? Oh, God. Well, since you said almost, I guess you won that trade then.
Yeah.
Woo! So this is House of Hope. This is specifically Green Bay. So they have, for 20 years, House of Hope's been opening doors for stability, safety, and self-sufficiency for the youth and their children experiencing homelessness. Now more than ever, generosity makes a significant impact in the lives of homeless youth. Their mission statement is to provide a safe and supportive place where young parents and children experiencing homelessness will become confident, independent, and successful members of our community. House of Hope envisions a future where every youth knows what it feels like to have a home. No one should be homeless, man.
Nope. They really shouldn't be.
I mean, homelessness is garbage. No one should be homeless. And it's prevalent in, the black communities, like inner cities where there's not a lot of jobs. It's all affordable housing. If there's no room to live in affordable housing, it's just a terrible situation that a lot of larger cities are in. And apparently Green Bay being a big one. So it's great that a couple of the Green Bay Packers linebacking core is helping with this. So they've been open since 2000. So you can head to their website, houseofhopegb.org. I'm sure there's a House of Hope, just a regular one. There's probably more Houses of Hope. I don't think this is just Green Bay, I think. So this is a website you can go to, check out House of Hope if you want to participate or support them in any way that you can.
Absolutely.
Homelessness. What a load of garbage. Yeah, it's not good. And we see it in our very own city here in Rochester. Homelessness, a lot of it. So just a reminder, poll question. We got 18 minutes left in the show, and then we'll let everyone know what the results of this poll question are for whoever gets to it. Do the undefeated teams lose first, or do the winless teams win a game first? That means all of them. So do the undefeated teams, Packers, Titans, Steelers, Seahawks, do they lose, or do the Jets, Giants, and Falcons win first? If it wasn't for the Jets, I probably would go with the winless teams, but the Jets, oh my God. So let's get to some predictions.
Yeah.
I didn't make a banner for this. Uh-oh. Yes, I did.
Boy.
There
we go.
NFL Week 6. The Seahawks, Chargers, Saints, and Raiders are on a bye week this week. I think there's 9 1:00 games. So
something ridiculous like that.
If you watch the Red Zone channel, that guy is going to earn his paycheck on Sunday. He's going to be a busy, busy man at 1:00. Because then it's only like 2 4:00 games, I think. So he gets to take a break then. Just switching between 2 games, he'll be fine. His 1:00 slot's going to be busy. Ooh. So let's get into it. Our first game we got here, the Broncos at the Patriots. By all accounts, it looks like Cam Newton is a full go for this game. So with that information, I did choose the Patriots. And it's also in New England, which is helpful.
Yeah. This is the game that got pushed from last weekend. But I didn't know about the Cam. I knew he was off the list. I didn't know he was a full go for this weekend. But I was hoping to take the Patriots regardless. This Broncos team seems to be struggling a lot this year. From all the hype they had, they're a little bit of struggle city. So I got the Patriots.
This is why we don't jump the gun on teams we haven't seen.
Yep.
That goes for you and everyone else.
Yep.
We have to revisit that at some point. Our hot takes.
There's still hope.
Because my hot takes aren't looking great either right now, from what I remember.
I think my one I'm literally looking forward to the most to see if it pans out is the losing division record still make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, you're definitely getting that. 100% getting that. And it won't even be a wild card team. It'll be like a 4 seed.
Division champ.
Yeah, division champ. 49ers by -35 this week. Oh, God, they're playing the Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'll pray for you, Danny boy. I'll be praying for you. The Texans at the Titans. The Texans might have got their first win, but that was against the Jaguars. The Titans just got done curb stomping the Bills. I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, I wanted to think that the Titans might slip up on this game, but they probably won't. The Texans did play pretty bad against the Jags, so the Jags should have won that game. And so, yeah, Titans over here.
Yeah, if it wasn't for some Gardner Minshew fumbles and some missed field goals by Hauschka, the Jags had a very good chance of winning that game. So, the Texans, man. What's more surprising, the fact that the Texans are as bad as they are, or the Browns are as good as they are?
Surprising for me is how good the Browns are doing.
Okay, so you're more surprised by that?
Yeah, I had a feeling the Texans were going to do great this year.
Yeah, after D-Hop left, it just felt like they didn't have anybody to rely on for Deshaun Watson. You can't just replace, 120, 130 catches, or what? I don't know how many catches DeAndre Hopkins had.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't replace it with a bunch of receivers that get injured all the time.
Yeah, what you're replacing with Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller? Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Randall Cobb, he's been invisible this season. Browns are as good as they are, is more surprising for Dan. Yeah, I think everyone I guess the expectations for the Texans this year were about the same with ours, not very good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Browns at the Steelers. It's our first disagreement, but this could change on Sunday. I'm keeping an eye on Kevin Stefanski and Odell Beckham Jr., but as of right now, where we stand, I am taking the Cleveland Browns.
And I am not taking the Cleveland Browns, and I am taking that stacked defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers because the Browns want to have a good run game, but not against the Steelers defense.
So far, that Steelers defense that we've seen has been very amazing, has played the Giants, the Broncos, the Texans, and the Eagles, just to be clear. I think that Steelers defense is very good. I am not going to sit here and be like, this Steelers defense is not good. They've played nobody. It's a very good defense. But it's going to be put to the test this week against the Browns. And I think the Browns can get the better of them. I think Baker's starting to show up a little bit. Kareem Hunt's still a beast. Missing Nick Chubb hurts. They got Austin Hooper involved finally last week. I'm liking what I'm seeing. But if Odell Beckham and Kevin Stefanski are not playing, then I'm not taking them. So keep an eye out on our picks on social media on Sunday. We'll see what happens. They miss you, Fred.
Yeah, I miss them too. It's my cousin from back home.
Oh, okay. Shout out. He misses you too. I miss you too. Thanks for joining the show. This is definitely the game to tune into at 1 o'clock. Browns and Steelers for sure. But David Timmons, Browns Steelers will be great. Ravens at the Eagles. I don't know what you want me to say. The Ravens are going to win. Ooh, Nats and Romo. I think Nance. Is Nats Nance? Like, is that the nickname for him, or is that just what you're calling him? Nats.
I think it might be a typo, but
it might be.
It's probably just Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
Yeah, Nance and Romo. But yeah, when Romo's on the game, that's how you know it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Ravens are going to beat the Eagles. There's not really much going on there. Thank you, says Casey. You're welcome. If you just want a game to laugh at, if you're just like, man, let's just have a good laugh at this one. The Washington football team at the Giants. I don't know who to pick in this one because they're both terrible.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm taking the Giants is because of what they did against the Cowboys. At least they gave me some hope that their offense can at least put up points.
Right.
The football team has not put up points.
Well, did they announce who the starter is for that team yet this week?
No. I don't think they have.
I don't think it's Kyle Allen.
I'd be hard-pressed to believe because he has a shoulder injury and was going through the protocol. So
then now, I mean, Alex Smith, he got sacked like 6 times.
He still has a leg.
He still has a leg. And like Aaron Donald was jumping on his back.
Bruh.
He still managed to play the game.
I saw him do that, and I started crying. Like, just take him down. Just hold him. Because normally if you just hold him, the ref will blow the whistle.
Yeah.
You don't have to – you got to know damn well what happened to Alex Smith. And even in the moment, you have to realize the situation. You're going to piggyback ride with your 280-pound self on Alex Smith's back? Should have slapped him in his face, man, if I could have teleport through the TV. What are you doing? Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Giants. Okay. And I'm taking the Ravens over the Eagles from the previous game, too.
Oh, okay. I think we assumed that one, I guess. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, upset alert here.
Yeah, even my mom's picking the Ravens, the Eagles fan. It's hard to... Ooh. Yeah, that's a bad feeling when you have to do that, but... My mom says Kyle Allen is out. She's part of our I team, apparently.
Oh,
Kyle Allen is out of this game, so we're going to get some more Alex Smith, apparently. Unless we want to go back and grab Dwayne Haskins, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
I'm sure he'll be in the building this time.
I don't think he has a choice, yeah. Falcons at the Vikings. It's 0-5 versus 1-4, but if you just threw away the records, this would be a pretty good game. And then you look at the records, you're like, oh, God, this is awful. But at least the Vikings have shown some signs of life.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Vikings. I've loved what I've seen out of their rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Jefferson. They played good defense against the Seahawks. I like it. I have nothing to love about the Falcons except Calvin Ridley.
I was going to say, except Calvin Ridley.
That's literally it, and that's not enough to get it done, so I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. The Falcons are going to be that hot mess express the rest of the year, probably, with their interim coach. So I'm taking the Vikings here.
FYI, the interim head coach is their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And they've given up like a couple of 20-plus point leads this season.
Good choice, Falcons team there.
Yeah. And he used to be a former head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he finished that tenure with a highly losing record. So there's nothing to be happy about here.
No.
After they fired Dan Quinn. Let's see here. The Lions at the Jags. Everyone seems healthy for the Lions. They're coming off a bye week.
Yep.
It seems like everyone's healthy. So when the Lions are ripping and raring and ready to go, on paper, they're a great team. Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. Kenny Galladay, top wide receiver. They have 3 quality running backs in Adrian Peterson, DeAndre Swift, and Kerryon Johnson. I was like, Kenny and Drake. Kerryon Johnson. So I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Lions too. I almost want to pick the Jags because the Lions could just fall flat on their face coming out of the bye week. And, it's the on-paper situation here. But I have a feeling the Lions are probably going to play pretty decent, especially going to Jacksonville, hopefully with no COVID coming back from Jacksonville. But, I think the Lions get it.
Yeah, fun fact about the Jaguars. They are the first team in NFL history to win 3 games in a row, to lose 3 games in a row against winless teams. Just so you know. You can go back and check the record on that. But, yeah. It was like kind of a crappy record because they had to go against the Texans, which had a winless record. It's not like they were playing bad winless teams. It's just how the cookie crumbled. So that's a bad stat to have on your record. The Bengals at the Colts. I so badly want to pick the Bengals for this.
Yeah. I
really do. But the Colts have a decent defense, and Joe Burrow just doesn't have enough weapons to get it done.
Yeah,
so I got to take the Colts. I don't want to take the Colts. I don't want to, but I just kind of have to in this moment.
Right. I mean, I'm taking the Colts too. I mean, I thought about it, taking the Bengals kind of on a limb here, just be like, Joe Burrow could really have a good game if he plays well, but I'm taking the Colts. I think he's still learning a lot.
Yeah, Phil Rivers is still learning a lot too because he had a terrible week last week. The Bears at the Panthers. Now here's a good game too. This is like probably the second best game on the docket because you got 4-1 Bears against 3-2 Panthers. Panthers really need this win if they could take control of the NFC South. I mean, the Panthers are in a 3-way tie for the lead right now. Don't sleep on this right now because no one's going to sit here and tell me. No one can sit there and tell me you knew the Panthers were going to be a great team this year. And they're not great. At least be able to keep up with the Saints and Bucks. No one thought that at the beginning of the year that I know of. But here they are, 3-2. So but I'm taking the Panthers. They're just rolling right now. It's going to be a great game because the Bears got great defense. Nick Foles is obviously doing very well in that offense.
Yep.
I just think the Panthers are just a notch ahead.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the difference between the Bears and the Panthers right now is the Panthers are growing and the Bears are just seem like they have what they have and that's it. It's kind of like they're just there, and you give them, they have a certain level of playing style and a certain level of expertise on that team, but this Panthers team is just rolling, and I see nothing but good coming from the rest of the season from this team.
And it just looks like, on the surface, it just looks like they're doing it with nothing. But
Right.
DJ Moore was their number one wide receiver last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they add the burner and Robbie Anderson, who was the number one for
Yep.
the Jets. Not saying much, but he's got speed. I think his name's Mike Brown. He's doing very good at running back. Not stellar. I mean, he's not not going to be the number one once Christian McCaffrey comes back, but he's doing a very good job of holding down the fort.
Yeah.
And they got very young defense that's just growing. That's the key term here for the Panthers. They're just growing as a team, and it's working very well.
Yeah.
God, the Jets of the Dolphins. That's gross.
It really is.
I'm taking the Dolphins by $1 billion after what they just did to the 49ers on the road.
Yeah, Dolphins got it here. Fitzpatrick probably has a pretty good day this weekend.
Can the Dolphins get that 7th seed? Is there a chance?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to do the math on that. Get ready. I want to think about that a little bit of who's in the AFC that's looking at, looking at that 7th seed. Like who's going to be winning divisions? Who's looking at wild card spots? I want to see if the Dolphins can sneak in there.
There you go.
But we have them beating the Jets. The Packers at the Bucks. It's another good game. I think this is one of the 4:00 games, so it'll be good. This is a much better option than the Rams at the 49ers. Packers at Bucks. I'm still taking the Packers. A lot of power rankings have the Seahawks at 1 and the Packers at 2. Personally, I'd flip-flop that. I think the Packers are the best team in the league right now. They have shown no signs of slowing down. Between Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Great running backs. They've become this weird run-first team, but they do play action off of it. And they're doing kind of what the Chiefs do with a lot of movement with those running backs. And Aaron Rodgers is just one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So I'm taking the Packers over these Bucks who had a very sloppy game last week.
Yeah. I'm right there with you taking the Packers here. I just think Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones are just kind of cruising this year. And the Buccaneers they're still figuring something out. And I know we're through the first quarter of the season, but I mean, usually teams usually have their stuff figured out, but it just seems like Tom Brady's still trying to grasp Bruce Arians' offense. And I feel like Bruce Arians might not have flexed as much for Tom Brady and how Tom Brady had done in New England for 20 years. So there's definitely still some growing with the Buccaneers. And I think that's one thing that, fingers crossed, pushes Tom Brady out of the NFL. But I'm taking the Packers here.
He's still got a 2-year deal at least, so he'll be at least back for one more year, I have to guess.
Yeah.
But, I agree with all that. I mean, against the Bears, to be fair, they were playing 2 practice squad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Miller was out, Chris Godwin was out, Mike Evans was limping around.
Yep.
So I'll give them that, but even when everyone's healthy, it just seems like something's missing. They're still trying to find that last gear to click into place.
Right.
Maybe that doesn't even happen this year. We have to wait till next year. Who knows?
Yeah. But, well, did you hear what Devontae Adams said?
The thing about who the better quarterback is?
I don't care if it's Nate Peterman or Tom Brady on the other side. I'm coming back to play for the Packers.
Nate Peterman still getting recognition. That man is stealing money from teams left and right. He's making $1 million this season. With
the Raiders, right? Still?
Yeah. He's on a 1-year, $1 million deal. Nate Peterman. $1 million.
Oh, yeah. 5th round pick.
People like us are like $1 million. Oh my God, I would be able to do whatever. I'd retire. I'd do this. I'd pay off all my loans. And he's just sitting there playing. He's not even playing. He doesn't have to do a thing. He's just there. He's
a scouting quarterback, basically, for that team.
God, I hate him so much. The Rams at the 49ers. Yeah. That's bad.
That's bad.
The 49ers have completely lost their identity. They don't even know what they're doing anymore.
That's Sunday night, too. Nah.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's NBC.
Oh, God. That's not good.
No, so it's the Rams. The Rams
So the 49ers are going to get embarrassed on national TV this time.
Again, yeah.
Oh, 49ers. I don't know what they're going to do with Jimmy G once this season's over.
It doesn't look good for him. I know Shanahan blamed the bum ankle that he wasn't playing good. Like he was floating the balls too high.
He does that normally, though. He does that with a healthy
ankle. That's why
ankle.
George Kittle got hurt earlier in the season. Like that's why George Kittle hurt his knee, because Jimmy G threw it too high and Kittle had to go get it. So the 49ers, man, that's a rough. They're falling hard from being all the way to the Super Bowl and almost winning it.
Yeah, this is one of those Super Bowl hangovers that it's one of the worst ones we've seen in a while, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos were one of them, but they lost Peyton Manning, so that's fair.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see here. The Chiefs at the Bills. I think someone brought it up earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Mike Fink. You know, they're both coming off of losses, and they want to redeem themselves. They want to show the NFL, like, we're still here. You know, the Chiefs want to be like, we're still the team to beat. The Bills want to be like, we're still here. We're still a top team.
Yeah.
But I think coming into this game, it's such a tough pick. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right.
Like that was a bad game from the Bills. That's concerning.
It really was. And I think to go back to Tuesday's game with the Bills and Titans, though, the Bills probably played terrible. Not to make excuses, but the Bills had to prepare for the Titans and the Chiefs because the NFL took so long to tell them when their game was being played, when it was being postponed to, and when the Chiefs game was being postponed to. Like, the NFL did not be proactive with this situation like they were with the Patriots and the Broncos game or the Patriots and Chiefs game. So the Bills literally had to prepare for two teams. You know, they could have gotten a little mixed up in what they were trying, in what game plan they were trying to come up with against that team, against the Titans. Not a great excuse, but
I was gonna say, sounds like excuses.
That's why I said not a great excuse, but
sounds. I get what you're saying. They got put in a tough situation.
There's some injuries there too for the Bills. It's a little tough, but I think there's a lot coming back for the Bills. So as long as this defense can start figuring stuff out, because that was clearly the cog that was holding this team together for so many years, and now it's the other way around. I don't know. I did notice something a little interesting on Tuesday's game, that Stephon Diggs ran a lot of hook routes. Like, as soon as they don't have John Brown to run that slant or that deep route, they use Diggs in the short game, and they don't let him he's a good route runner. Why not use him on the outside and just run a slant or run these flies, like these plays that he gets open on? Like, Allen wasn't throwing deep down the field. And like they forced Andre Robertson to line up, who was the reason for the first interception, because Allen put it right on him and it bounced off his chest. And then, so if you don't have Andre Roberts out there, you have Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, who's the rookie who's doing surprisingly very well, which is good to hear. Then you have Isaiah McKenzie, who they use a lot for the jet sweeps. And you don't have John Brown. I feel like there was options there for the Bills to run. It wasn't a great offensive. It seemed like it wasn't great offensive play calling. Allen didn't play great. So, but that's my take on that game. But going back to the Chiefs and Bills, though, this was the game that I circled when I'm like, you know what, the Bills are going to get their first loss here, and I would have picked the Chiefs. Like, I've been up in the air on this game. Like, you know, I want the Bills to win, but they're playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a high-powered offense. I don't know about the Bills' defense right now, depending on how the injured players come back. I'm going to go with the Bills on this one. I'm going to go with the hometown team here and take the Bills over the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs got a little bit more of a stunned win, or a stunned loss, losing to the Raiders, than I think the Bills probably did going against the Titans. If you think of the Titans starting for the yard line for a lot of the drives. They were on the Bills' side of the field.
Yeah.
That doesn't really give your defense much help, so that's probably hence adds to the blowout that they occurred. But I think the Bills get a good bounce back game here against the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think this is going to be. I think the Bills are going to pull this out.
For the sake of Bills Mafia, this better be a close game,
right?
Because they might, there'd be a lot of upset human beings. The Bills are 4-1, and if you keep an eye on Bills Mafia social media, they could be 1-4, and you wouldn't know the difference the way people are talking.
I mean, it's not they have a good record right now. The problem is you're in 2-game tough stretch right now that you lost the Titans, and you're playing the Chiefs. Like, you don't want to get in that habit of starting to lose games and not bounce back.
Right. At worst, they get blown out again. Obviously, is at worst. But what you would, even if they lose, you just want to see them put up a fight, because then at least you know that they're still there. Right. If you lose to a Chiefs team, you can't be too upset.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a close game and the Bills lose, I'm going to be happy with it, because you know who they're playing the weekend after the next weekend? The Jets.
That's a good bounce back week. That's a good way to get your offense on track. Our last game, Cardinals at the Cowboys. And we have some differing opinions here.
We do, yeah.
I'm taking the Cowboys. Obviously, the defense is always a concern with that team. But Andy Dalton, people were calling for Andy Dalton to start this team to be the Cowboys quarterback. So I think he can still get it done. He hit Michael Gallup late in that game on 2 deep balls. He has accuracy. Yeah. He knows what he's doing in this offense. Zeke Elliott can still play at a high level, obviously. In a shootout type of game, I'll take the Cowboys to win this one, because the Cardinals have shown some signs of slumping lately. If we throw away last week's game because it was against the Jets, they have shown a lot of concerning qualities.
Yeah.
But it's against the Cowboys defense, so I could see how that wouldn't be too much of an issue. I could see DeAndre Hopkins getting like 300 yards receiving this week, but I'm still going to have confidence in this Cowboys team. For some reason, I still have confidence in this Cowboys team.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is similar to one of the other games I flip-flopped on with like the Lions and Jags, or the Bengals and Colts. I kind of flip-flopped a little bit back and forth before making my pick. And I think that's just the one thing with the Cowboys-Cardinals game is that Cowboys defense. I think the Cardinals have the offensive power that they can get something going. Yes, the Cardinals just lost a huge piece on defense, but they're young. They're going to put up a better fight than an old veteran defense. I think the Cowboys offense loses a little bit of a touch with Andy Dalton out there. He's probably playing with the best team he's probably ever had. But I think he's losing. I think the offense is going to lose a little bit of a touch. I think I'm going to take the Cardinals here.
All right, I can see that, and I flip back and forth a little bit too. But what really did it for me was going back before this Jets game and seeing how well the Cardinals were playing on offense. And maybe they got it all fixed now. They're all better. They played the Jets. They know what they're doing. Yeah, and I could see that. Obviously, I could see them being completely fine now, and Kyler Murray goes back to being Kyler Murray. But yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think. It's a good Monday night game. We got a good doubleheader here with the Chiefs and Bills and the Cardinals-Cowboys. I think it'll be fun. Yeah,
and I like that they put the Bills-Chiefs at 5 so that there's no overlap.
Yeah.
You can watch one game and then go right to the next game.
Yeah, and you just got to be home from work to watch it. That's all.
Oh, I'll be home.
Will you be home? All right, good.
I'll be home.
I'll be home, too, because I work from home. I might be working on my blog at that point. Who knows? Or I might have already have it. I don't know when my blogs are due. I just know they get posted on Monday. So I don't know what. I guess I should ask that question. I'll get back to y'all on that. But that's pretty much our show. I just looked up and it was 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds was when I looked up at the clock. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even show the board. So we'll end the show with the whiteboard of glory. We got our records here. I still got one game up on Fred. We both went 9-4 last week, I think. I think after I did the math, so everything's still roughly the same.
Mm-hmm.
That was our off the field hero was Oren Burks. This was episode 21 of season 3, and then we said it a little bit early in the show. Mama didn't raise no wussies, and we got to work on our tagline. I had a new one suggested for Fred. Tony's coming in late again. Tony, we're ending the show. Tony Allen.
Gotta go back and watch it later.
Dang it. What are you doing? Like, I'll let you ask one question if you want to. What's up? Like, you're always coming in too late. The show starts at 7, Alan. Come on, man. Yeah, our tagline's got to be something. And I think I'm kind of stuck between the Xavier Woods 70%er. And then Mama Didn't Raise No Wussies, or something with I think we can start the show with we're just a couple of hairy Americans running a podcast or something like that.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta work on this. It'll be something we work over on the weekend, so make sure you tune in on Tuesday. I will have a new promo code for you guys on Tuesday for the merchandise.
Yes.
Maybe a new shirt. I'm just so bad at graphic design. I'm like it's hard for me to do that. But I got a lot going in the works here. I got the new blogs coming on, some other things. So a lot happening with On and Off the Field. Sorry. Little dream crushers, those kids. Yeah. Tell me about it. You don't have to tell me twice. That's why I couldn't watch your guys' show last night, actually. I was busy last night doing a lot of things. So I missed Strikeout Beer last night. So it's okay if you missed this show, because I missed your guys' show. Just in case you were wondering, Fred was drinking a Yingling Hershey's, the new Hershey Yingling, and I was drinking something from Saranac. Just so you know what we were drinking. That's what we'll end the show on tonight. You're kind of a big deal. Yeah, I know. On and Off the Field's the biggest thing since Betty White. Not bigger than Betty White. We're the biggest thing since Betty White.
There you go.
Betty White's still a big deal. She's not even dead yet. How is Betty White not dead yet? After every single person that's died over the course of 2020, Betty White's still kicking. God bless her soul. How was it, Fred? How was the Yingling Hershey?
So smooth and so good. Delicious.
So good. And he also said that you have to chase the Yingling Hershey with Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
So there's something you can try out next week. I don't think, do you guys even have Yingling out in where you guys live? I think Betty White does a lot of Coke. Is that what keeps her alive? Like she drinks Coke? Is that what you mean by that? Because there was that one woman who like drank Dr. Pepper every day of her life, and she's like 110. That was like a big storyline like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, have some Yingling Hershey's beer, and then chase it with that peanut butter whiskey you got. All right, and we'll end our show on that note. A little bit of a recipe advice: the Yingling Hershey beer with peanut butter whiskey. Go try it out, get smashed, and meet us here next Tuesday on and Off the Field with Derf and Dylan.